Are you looking at night today? Should we start measure 5? Do you have a measure of breath? Take 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, and you go.
Good evening. Welcome to our spring concert. I'm so glad to see so many people here tonight. This is the jazz band, in case you couldn't guess. That first tune was Night and Day, and it featured Corey Sharon on trumpet and Brady Sherman on the tenor saxophone. And our second and final tune for the jazz band tonight is Jumpin' at the Woodside, and it will feature pretty much everybody else. Rachel Scarpito and Griffin Pitco and Riley Barnes and Tim Ober, but not Michael or me. And we want to make sure that we take a moment to express all of our gratitude to our guest drummer tonight, Michael Prendergast from the class of 2023. We may or may not talk a little bit more about Michael later, foreshadowing. But he graciously agreed to come play with us this evening. The jazz band got here early so that we could rehearse with Michael. As a grown-up who very recently can say he's no longer a teenager, Michael goes to work very early and can't meet with us at 7 in the morning when the rest of us are practicing, so we appreciate you so much, Michael.
One, two, there you go.
So this is the middle school band. The middle school band, yeah, go ahead. We obviously have some middle school band super fans in the house, but I totally get it. I am also a super fan of these guys. We have students in 5th grade, 6th grade, and 7th grade, and for tonight only, 9th grade and 11th grade. Thank you to Aviana and Tim for sitting in with the middle school band. We love them so much. The middle school band rehearses separately, 5th grade at their own time, 6th grade at their own time, 7th grade at their own time, but we were really fortunate this week that the middle school teachers allowed us to have an opportunity to rehearse all together, so that tonight wouldn't be the very first time that they were getting the chance to play these songs together. So we really want to extend our thanks to everybody on the middle school faculty. It's a busy time of year with MCAS testing and all kinds of other things going on, and we just appreciate their flexibility and their support of our young musicians. Their final song is Pirates Cave, which I usually call Pirates Cove, because I would rather be mini golfing, I guess, I don't know. But it's Pirates Cave. So this is the high school band. That first song, I know, right? 0 to 60, the first song was written, the composer was thinking about two things, the acceleration of a roller coaster and also cars that go really fast, but none of you would know anything about driving like that, right? You don't drive too fast? But most of us had an experience together on a roller coaster that went pretty fast when we were at Disney World in February. And we'll talk more about that in a second, but first, I'm so happy to introduce to you our newly elected president of the Band Boosters, Beth Al-Capitan. She's going to talk to you guys a little bit more about the Band Boosters.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Beth.
So the Band Boosters meets once a month, 60 minutes. You can come to the band room, you can meet on Zoom. We would really love to have more involvement from all of you. We're looking for new ideas for fundraising. I know we just went to Disney, but we're still raising money for the next Disney trip and other band needs as they come up. So we would really love to hear from all of you. You don't have to come every single month. If you can make it one month, that is great. We would just love to have more involvement. And we're also looking for more volunteers for our bottle and can drive. Thank you to those of you that brought cans today. But May 31st, we will be at the bus loop. There's a sign-up genius. You don't even have to sign up for that whole time. Any little bit that you can come help, we would really appreciate it.
Thanks, Beth. And I would say that 60 minutes is more like 45 because we got the free kind of Zoom that kicks you off after 45 minutes. So most of the kids sitting up here did travel to Disney in February. We had a wonderful time. If you were following our adventures on our band Facebook page, you probably saw a lot of pictures and updates from while we were there. I have to acknowledge a few things about the Disney trip. First and foremost, we were so lucky to have, in my completely unbiased opinion, the absolute best chaperones who have ever chaperoned anything that needed chaperoning, right? Beth and Danny Barnes, Eric Scarpito, Jessica Kemp, Tracy Gabush, and Nick Watroba were so patient and fun, and they kept me calm. Nick Watroba kept me calm. He had the hardest kid to chaperone. And every night when we would get back to our hotel, we had a security guard. I saw her a couple of times because I didn't want to get in trouble by leaving my room after dark either. But on our last day there, I went out to talk to her before her shift ended and just to say thank you so much. And she told me what I truly take as the biggest compliment ever, which was, this might be the most boring group I've ever had to do security for. I stressed out about a lot of things about that Disney trip, and we took trips when I was in band in high school, and I was a statistically good kid, but I did some things on band trips too. And these guys were great. They were not like that. And we were so tired every night, they went right to bed. So I appreciate their boringness. Yeah, I don't want to hear that. And just in general, everyone we came across really said wonderful things about the students from the band. Other people that we encountered in parks and on the Disney transportation would come up to me and say, those kids are so polite, they were giving up their seats on the bus to other people that they felt like needed them. Our tour leader, Miss Debbie. She works with the group that helped us put it all together, and that's her full-time job, is going on these trips with other schools. And she had so many great things to say about these guys and just how nice they were to one another, how much fun they were to be around. And we were definitely sad to say goodbye to Debbie, but I think she was sad to say goodbye to us too. So to those of you out there who are parents or guardians of these lovely people, thank you, because you have made them into these wonderful people who I am so proud to take out into the world. And even our Alan, who led our workshop at the Disney Studios, he said, you guys just seem like you're having the most fun. I said, well, yeah, we are. So not that it's a contest, but I think we did. And for you guys over here, if you're gonna come to Disney with us in 5 years, Got pretty big shoes to fill. I know, yeah. So the fundraising is really important that we're able to keep that going so that when these guys and the other kids who haven't even joined band yet are ready to go in 2030, that we can offer them just as much financial assistance as these guys got. Some of our community sponsors who donated really generously are listed in our program. Please support them and thank them for supporting us. The next song that the high school band is going to play is Cedar Valley March, and then we're going to have a brief little stage change for our big special finale. get Rochelle. In just a minute, all of our seniors will be here. There they are. So these lovely people are going to pick the winners of our scratch ticket raffle. If your name gets called, come up and see us after this song. If the name pulled is someone that you work with, come see me after, because then I won't have to make a phone call, and that would be fun too. Our seniors are so special, and if you know them, you already know that. And at our March concert, they gave me some lovely gifts and said lovely and interesting things about me. No. But they're asking me if I used one of the other gifts they gave me, but the one I did use was the purple hair dye. So this is on them that it looks like that. Corey has made an executive decision that the first winner we are going to pull is for the $25 scratch tickets. Who's picking it? And Rochelle will be picking it, so if you are mad, this is Rochelle, you can speak to her. Yeah, shuffle out, there you go, good. Not that. No, don't overhead on the floor, Rachel's picking. Wait. Emma Pero. And for $10 scratch tickets, Rachel will go. Your mom's watching. She's going deep. No. Corey Clark. This Corey, I'm no Miss Reeves, but statistically, it's weird that he hasn't won yet because he put a lot of his hard-earned dollars into buying these tickets for himself. So for $20 scratch tickets, this feels like it's going to end very badly. Pick your ticket. Don't encourage him.
It's actually me.
Shut up. Hakes isn't here, is he? So there might be a fight tomorrow. I just want to point out that my mother won one thing one time, and none of you have ever let me forget it, and I didn't even pull that ticket, so I just want us all to remember this moment when Corey pulled his own name out of this bucket. We will be checking the tape. Thanks, you guys. No, you cannot scratch them while we're playing. High schoolers, are you ready? Yeah. There's a secret song. There's a secret song. Because today is Ava's birthday. And the high schoolers, I have made them learn how to play Happy Birthday in 12 different key signatures this year, just for this one moment. But we're only going to play it in one key signature tonight. You guys know which one you're looking at? And again, join us. This is Ava. It was also Michael's birthday yesterday, so feel free to give a shout out to Michael as well. Lots of deep claps. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. was on her birthday. The very, very first day. Our actual last song is called Too Much Percussion. And you might be looking up here and thinking this doesn't look like a lot of percussion, but just you wait. We sometimes in band will listen to other songs by other composers, and I think when the 9th graders were in 7th grade was the first time we listened to this. And every year when I say we're gonna do a combined piece, those 9th grade percussionists say, is it too much percussion? Is it too much percussion? It's finally too much percussion. I'm excited to never get asked it again. Thank you so much for coming. If you won any of your scratch tickets, and you win big on any of those scratch tickets, we would love to accept them back as a donation or partly, whatever you want to do to support the band. Thank you so much for coming.